up, ninjas? Welcome to Yoga with Yojo Cat. We're going to focus on stretching out the lower body today, getting it flexible and more mobile. That's about it. Let's just get into it. So we're going to begin in this 90-90 position, bringing this right leg parallel out in front of us, almost like we're going into pigeon pose. And then our left leg is going to be at a 90-degree angle going this direction. And from here, we are just going to lean forward. If you can bring your elbows all the way down to the floor. I'm just going to move backwards because I feel like I'm going out of frame. If you can come onto your elbows or all the way down to your forehead, more power to you. If not, just go as far as you can, right? We want to find that boundary between discomfort and the actual pain. If you feel any like sharp pain in any of these poses, maybe don't do it. All right. Settling into this pose, getting a deep stretch. And we'll lift back up and we're going to lean back. Oh, now I'm gonna have to adjust again. Maybe I'll just turn this way. We're just gonna lean back on that right elbow and you're just gonna feel the direction of this shift or of this stretch change. So instead of feeling it on your like right side, you're gonna feel it a little more in this left groin here. All right, lift back up. We're gonna change sides. So you can take your left leg and bring it parallel in front of you. Take that right leg out beside you. And from here, we will go into that forward stretch. One thing that I should mention is you're going to want to be tempted to lean over to the side of the leg that is in front of you. Try to keep your weight as center as you can. If you need to like stick a block under there or a pillow to help you stay center, you can do that. Also, for me particularly, this is my least flexible side and I don't want to push myself too hard, so I'm not going to because I have an injury on this side anyways. So just listen to your body. That's really important, especially when we're putting our body into uncomfortable positions on purpose, right? All right, if you're on your elbows, just come back up on your hands and we're gonna lean back on that left elbow. All right, you can sit back up and we're going to go into cradle pose. So you can, we'll just keep our left leg straight for now as we do this pose. So I'm gonna take my right knee and just kind of pull it into the crook of my arm here. And then I'll take my heel, the outside of my foot and just pull my leg towards me and just kind of set it. I'm just gonna set it on my thigh. Some people are super flexible and can pull this leg all the way up to their chest. But if that's not where you are, it's not where I am, and I'm just gonna accept that and maybe work on it. I don't know if I'll ever be that flexible, but you know, it is what it is. So just pull that leg towards your chest, cradling it like it's a little baby. And you can release, straighten that right leg, and we'll take that to the other side. So you can hug that left knee to the crook of your arm and then grab onto the outside of that foot and pull that leg towards you. It's almost like a reclined pigeon. We're just pulling that leg up a little higher than we would. Great, you can release that pose. We're gonna go into a bound angle, so you can bring the soles of your feet together and pull your heels as close to your groin as you can. And you have the option just to stay right here if you like, just letting gravity pull your legs down and holding on to your ankles. Try to keep that spine nice and long if this is where you're gonna stay. Otherwise, if you are going to try to bend forward, you can take a nice deep breath at the top. And as you exhale, folding forward, trying to pull your nose to your toes. Just remember, we're not forcing any movement. And you can sit back up, and we're going to release our left leg straight, but keep that right heel close to our groin. And from here, we are going to inhale our hands to the sky, turn your torso towards that straight leg, and then as you exhale, fold forward over that leg, grab along wherever you can, if that's the shin or the toes, not forcing anything, and just try to touch your nose to your knee again. And release, we'll take that to the other side. So you can pull your left heel to your groin, straighten that right leg. Inhale those hands to the sky. Turn your torso to that straight leg. Exhale, folding forward over that right leg. And you can release. And we are going to turn all the way onto our bellies. And just bring your arms out in front of you in parallel, stack them on top of each other. And just rest your forehead on top of them. Relaxing the top of your feet here. Just for a really quick crocodile pose. Just take a second here to be grounded. From here, we are going to lift our legs and our arms and chest off the mat. We're just going to bring our hands out into like a cactus pose here. Try to keep your neck neutral. You're not like looking up at the screen at me. You're gazing down at the mat as you hold this locust pose. And release down to the mat. From here, we're going to stack our elbows underneath our shoulders and curl your toes. And we're going to lift into a dolphin pose. So curl those toes towards yourself so your body's making a nice little A shape. Really engage that core, relax your neck. Really press into those toes. You're going to feel a nice stretch in that soleus and calf muscle. And then you can straighten your arms and meet me in a downward facing dog. And from here, we are going to inhale that right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend that leg, getting a nice hip opener. And on your next exhale, bring that foot outside of your right hand. You can drop that left knee and uncurl those toes. And just meet me in a lizard pose. So if you can come down to your elbows, you're free to do that. I'm just gonna stay up on my hands. This is as flexible as I'm feeling today. All right, we are gonna come onto the edge of that foot. So we're on the outside of that foot. We're opening our hip up at a different angle here. And then from here, we're actually gonna take our left foot and roll to the side, and then just extend that right arm behind you. And release back to center. You can come flat on that foot. We'll take that foot and just tiptoe it in between our hands, and we're going to curl our left toes, lift that knee up, pivot that back foot so it's parallel, straighten that front leg, bring your arms parallel and meet me in a triangle pose. So you can bring that right hand to your right shin, extend that left arm overhead. From here, we're going to release that hand from the sky and step forward into a forward fold. You can keep a generous bend in your knees if you need to. You can bring your hands inside your elbows and just sway back and forth. If you have any tension in your neck, you can nod your head yes, or shake your head no, just to let it go. From here, we're going to keep a nice bend in our knees and sit into a chair pose. So in this pose, the more space that you keep in between your feet, the easier the pose is going to be. So if you struggle with balance a little bit, just give yourself a little space. Have that tailbone underneath. Engage that core. Weight in your heels. Sink a little lower. Sink a little lower. You should be feeling a little burn in your quads. And straighten your legs. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, hands to sky. And then bring those hands to heart center. Take a little second here to catch your breath. All right, from here, let's inhale those hands to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Planting those hands to the mat, stepping back into a downward facing dog. And then from here, we're actually going to drop back onto our elbows for that dolphin pose. If you need to take a second to adjust here, just making sure that your shoulders are stacked over top of those elbows and that you have that nice A shape, getting a deep stretch in those calves. And when you're ready, straighten those arms for that downward facing dog. And inhale that left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend that leg, opening up your hip. And on your next exhale, bring that foot outside of that left hand. Drop that right knee, uncurl those toes. And meet me in a lizard pose on our other side. Alright, if you would like, you can come onto the blade of that left foot, opening up that hip. And you can stay right here if you like, or if you like to advance this pose a little bit, you can tip this heel back and then reach back with that right hand. and release back into that lizard pose. You can bring that foot flat again, crawl that hand in between, crawl that foot in between your hands. Curl those right toes, lift up, bring that foot parallel, straighten that front leg, maybe in a triangle pose. Drop into that left hand, left shin. And from here, we're going to go into that forward fold, so you can bend that front leg and step forward into a forward fold. And this time we are going to bend our knees and wrap our arms around the back of our legs, pulling ourselves nice and close. Just relaxing that upper torso on your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back, gaze forward. And as we exhale, we'll move into that chair pose, but this time we're going to bring our, move our hands behind us, palms to the sky, and sink as low as you can. Just remember to try to tuck that tailbone underneath. A couple more breaths, I know it burns. And straighten those arms and legs to the sky. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Planting those hands, stepping back into downward facing dog. And then from here, we will drop our knees to the mat nice and wide and melt our heels down to our hips for a child's pose. Extend those hands out in front of you. You can relax your forearms to the mat. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Just take a couple of moments here in this pose to thank yourself for taking the time to come to the mat today, for taking the time to take care of your muscles. That's really important, especially if you're an athlete. You really need to take that time just so we can prevent any injuries, make sure that our mobility is good and that our muscles are nice and stretchy. It's the best way that I can put it. So take this time here just to focus on your breath. If you find your mind wandering, just bring it back to how your body is feeling right now. Focus on that breath. Use those exhales to release any tension that you may be holding on to. Nothing else matters right now than you in this moment. Whenever you are ready, you can lift yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me and taking this time to take care of yourself, because like I said, it's super important. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my little dojo. And I will see you guys next time. Go drink some water, go take your vitamins, and take care of yourself today. I'll see you guys next time. Os.